Good day, everyone. I'm Alexis Brooks from Quest, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to today's Cloud Learning Series on Oracle Move to Cloud in partnership with Oracle. Today, we'll be discussing what delivery confidence looks like in the cloud. This session will be presented by Bruno Binkley and Pam Fisher, also from Oracle. Before I pass the floor over, here are a few important housekeeping notes to go over before we get started. All attendee lines are in mute and will stay mute throughout this session, but please feel free to drop your questions in the Q&A section within Zoom. We're also recording this session and it will be added to the Quest content library. At this time, I'm going to pass things along to our friends at Oracle to get things started.
Great. Good afternoon. Welcome to the call. Welcome to our discussion on building delivery confidence. I'm Bruno Binkley, and I'm responsible for engaging our customers while they're evaluating our products and in the sales process to learn about the leading practices for Oracle Cloud implementation. We have one goal, which is to support every Oracle customer on their upgrade to an Oracle Cloud application. So glad to be here.
Perfect. And I am joining Bruno today. My name is Pam Fisher, and I am responsible for our collaboration services, which are 100% focused on collaborating with our partners and our customers to ensure that their Oracle journey to cloud is successful and, of course, fun.
In our discussion today, we will, discuss how Oracle Cloud is different from our on-premises products. Think about how you can reimagine your business on Oracle Cloud, discuss our framework for building delivery confidence, and talk about how Oracle can assist you on your journey. So feel free to place any questions that you have in chat throughout the conversation, and we will plan potentially address them in line, or we've got about 10 minutes at the end of the conversation that we can discuss any questions and do some Q&A. All right, so let's jump in. So many of our on-premises customers are evaluating when and how to upgrade to Oracle Cloud. And that may be a single application, maybe all the applications, thinking about and evaluating the journey. And is this the year to begin that journey, to stay or to go? I'm curious where our audience stands in terms of their decision processes. Are you evaluating a path to cloud? This year, are you looking for future out? So we've got a couple questions, and I think we're going to provide a poll. We'll give you a few seconds to take a look at it. It's the only poll we're gonna have for you today. So please engage. So Alexis, if you could start that poll.
And it's an easy question.
Yes.
Really, yeah.
1 second. Okay. Do you see it?
Yep.
I can see it. So are you currently on premises, not moving, on premises, considering a move, in the middle of a move, or already at least have one application in the cloud?
We're getting quite the answers, so
Oh yeah? How's it looking?
almost there. It's looking good. I'll share it in just a second. All right, looks like we don't have any more responses. Let me go ahead and share this.
All right. So it looks like, it's kind of an even split around those considering a move to the cloud and those in the middle of a move to the cloud. Well, that's great. I think this topic helps both of those audiences. And then for those who already have either a toe in the cloud or maybe a foot in the cloud, this can help as well. So glad we're there. When we think about this decision around stay or go, more and more organizations are moving their on-premise applications to the cloud. The shift to the cloud began years ago and continues to be a high priority for both business and technology leaders. And we're at the forefront of assisting our customers in attaining all the benefits the cloud can drive. For those of you in the poll who already are in the cloud or in the middle of the cloud, you begin to see a lot of those benefits of speed, agility, the ability to test and innovate in line with implementation. There are many proven paths to the cloud, and several of you have been along this path, but they all begin with alignment around the vision of the future state. What will that look like on cloud? An evaluation around value can we unlock? And every customer seeks to balance scope, value, and risk as they architect that path ahead. Ultimately, when we evaluate our customers and how they go to the cloud, we see trends. Many of our customers embark to drive enterprise value, and we find that 6 key objectives stand out as the most common drivers of value. Many of our customers begin with a focus on standardization of process, technology, operations, focus on scalability to support growth, agility to support flexibility and resiliency. And we saw a lot of that during COVID-19. Modernization of the enterprise, right, to add cloud to the enterprise architecture. A focus on talent, transforming talent to either drive better career experiences, drive better retention, and drive better performance out of that talent pool. And then becoming a data-driven enterprise has been a big theme, where many finance organizations and supply chain organizations are transitioning from being transaction processors to really delivering insights that can support the business and the business objectives. And our customers leverage Oracle Cloud as enabler for business strategy and business outcomes. And that is the primary goal, right? It's always the business leading. Every upgrade of the cloud is an opportunity to reimagine how people, process, and technology support those objectives. And every journey to the cloud is a transformation. And when we think about each of those areas, when we think about people, Oracle Cloud has embraced digital transformation to find ways for people and technology to work together, to work better, more quickly, accurately, consistently, changing how IT and the business interact with technology. Our Oracle Cloud applications have been developed to improve automation, increase the efficiency of teams, and ensure that data is not trapped in silos. So what's the impact? The business can reimagine how people and teams collaborate, how they manage work, how they leverage automation in that work, and how they utilize data to drive the transformation. Pam, maybe we can bring this to life with an example, maybe a client that's really focused on process and innovation there.
Yep, no, awesome. So one example is we were asked to engage with a global automotive manufacturer, primarily on PeopleSoft, and they were experiencing tremendous growth over many years. They had thousands of employees across the globe and were running the business on various disparate systems. I know a lot of us have heard that or have experienced that in our lives. Their move to cloud was strategic as they were desperately needing a single source of truth, a standardized process, and a scalable solution to continue their growth. They started with people. They brought the right team together. I can't stress how important that is to engage the right people of your organization into this transformation. But they brought them all together to drive that business-focused solutioning while adhering to the modern best practices for their industry. These individuals became the change agents, driving that single solution for the one system of record, which unified their many disparate HR systems. So as you can imagine, there was a massive data transfer of over 7 years of HR records, which all came in 100% accurate. Everyone was very, very excited. This proves that when you bring the right people together as a collaborative team and they stay focused on the defined strategic vision, you can have a very successful transformation, even when it seems impossible.
That's fantastic. Well, people is one part. The other part, of course, is process. And from a process perspective, Oracle Cloud applications operate a little bit differently. They operate more efficiently. They can be extended in ways that weren't possible previously with our on-premises apps to drive better business outcomes. When we developed our Oracle Cloud applications, we didn't port our legacy solutions to the cloud. We engineered new end-to-end processes. We introduced modern best practices. We developed processes that were based on a single data model and source of truth, such that all of the major critical business processes and functions could operate on one cloud. So what's that impact? The business can leverage new end-to-end processes, introduce automation throughout that process stream, and then leverage enterprise data to drive transformation. Pam, is there another great client example where they really focus on process to drive that transformation?
Yes, I'm gonna try and hit both of them, process and technology, because this example kind of goes together with both of them. But I'm based here in Austin, Texas, so this one is a little close to my heart. This one was at Texas Children's Hospital. Their on-prem solution was buckling under the weight of their many decades of customizations that they had built. Their teams were spending all their time and money keeping the lights on rather than innovating and accomplishing more strategic initiatives. Oracle Consulting was requested to engage and guide them towards a solution driven approach. The customer team was very apprehensive due to the volume of their customizations, and they felt there was no way they could go standard without major changes to their business. During the design stage of the project, we became what I call their business translators. We were explaining and providing a visualization of how their key business processes across HCM and ERP are intertwined and work together within an integrated system to make their lives easier and provide them access to proactive information. So, using this business language, not tech language, they were able to quickly understand how the Oracle technology works and identified that only 46% of the identified business process changes were really moderate to high impact, which was far less than originally anticipated. So the excitement then started as they were feeling much more comfortable with the cloud environment and saw a solid path to transforming their business and meeting their future goals with the new ways of innovation.
Wow, excited is the key.
Yep.
Well,
And fun.
and fun. And of course, all this is made possible through technology. And when we think about how technology fuels the transformation, Oracle Cloud was the first public cloud built from the ground up to be a better cloud for business applications. We rethought the core engineering, the systems design, optimized it for cloud computing, introduced innovations to solve common challenges that our customers were having in our on-prem apps, and accelerated how our customers can leverage capability, can kind of envision their future, and integrate the cloud into their end-to-end processes. So what's the impact? The organization can leverage cloud technology to improve speed, agility, and adoption for transformational purposes. And that's fueled by innovation. When we think of innovation, you get the latest technological advances when you need it from Oracle, driven by our significant investment in R&D every year. And we typically deliver new features and functions 4 times a year, building for every one of our customers an innovation backlog that they can use to test and try new capabilities with the business. Oracle Cloud allows you to bring your teams together to experiment and innovate by leveraging those innovations at your pace. The majority of our features and functions are delivered turned off. So together around people, process, technology, and the innovation, we enable our customers to dramatically increase the speed of change and their ability to transform. So when we think of Oracle Cloud, it allows you to reimagine people, process, and technology. Your business on Oracle Cloud will be different, but it will be better. And we want you to take advantage and maximize those results. And that's what this conversation is all about. To support that, we created a framework that addresses the leading practices for Oracle Cloud implementation cultivated from our own customer experiences. We reviewed our most successful customer implementations. We reviewed those that had difficulties, and we narrowed the focus on 3 primary drivers of success: a bold and compelling vision and plan for the future, a culture that enables the organization to take advantage of cloud, that agility, that innovation that we talked about, and delivery that's executed rigorously and well. And so we'll spend a few minutes kind of diving into each of these 3. If we think about the first, what does a great vision and plan look like? Your journey to the cloud has to begin with what we call a top-notch vision, right? That sets the stage for your initiative with a clear understanding of the challenges to be solved, the impact of the business, the benefits for the business, and the case for change. It's got to be bold and inspiring, right? You're changing a system of record, a major platform in your enterprise architecture. It's got to be differentiated in a way that is not seen as incremental change, right? This is a major change. It immediately connects with the target audience and requires little explanation. They can really get it. It's simple, it's compelling, it's aligned to your strategy, and it's win-win for business and IT. And it connects with the greater business strategy. It's got to have line of sight to what the business wants to accomplish. If we think about what makes for a great plan, the organization understands how success will be measured. The vision is connected to changes in the operating model and the supporting business or value case. Scope is defined and quantified at a level of detail that reduces uncertainty with a roadmap that is clear and aligns your priorities with the value to be delivered and your team's capacity for change, right? Which would be, are you doing iterative implementation, pillar implementation, module by module, right? You've got to think through your capacity for change. With roles and responsibilities that are defined for every major area of scope, and departmental or organizational teaming agreements are in place for many of our organizations, right? You've got to negotiate that across the enterprise. And you've got a comprehensive budget that supports the external and internal costs of your journey. Everything from evaluation of our Oracle products and defining a roadmap to implementation and stabilization in production. So you do that well, you've got a great vision and plan. The second major area is defining a culture, a cloud culture. Culture is just so important to success in cloud because in many ways, maximizing the value of cloud, which is speed and standardization and innovation, means that your teams have to work differently. They have to think about things a little bit differently. So what are the key traits that drive cloud success? Acceleration and empowerment, right? You need to drive decision-making down in the organization, through the departments, through the applications and other organizational boundaries. So you're making end-to-end process and technology decisions. Simplicity and innovation. So you change how people and processes leverage out-of-the-box capabilities instead of bringing forward the decisions from the past. Like Pam mentioned, it doesn't really matter all the implementation challenges and customizations from the past. It's about how does out-of-the-box work and how can we really leverage the value of that? And versatility to enable your team members to play different roles in the initiative, right? Everyone is constrained by resources. Empowering your existing resources and augmenting them with others is so important. So how do our most successful customers drive this cultural change to take advantage? Well, one, they start at the top. It starts with strong leadership. It means empowering your leadership with an understanding of why culture is so important, and then getting them to stand behind the norms, the behaviors, and the practices that the team needs to support. You've got to celebrate the most important behaviors that align with the new culture and reinforce the importance of that impact with every major success. And our most successful teams measure cloud culture, right? And they continually improve that performance. And it can be as simple as adding a metric like speed of decision making to your status report, right? And tracking that over time. It can make a big difference in how the teams work and what they feel is important. And the third area, go to the next slide, of importance, of course, is delivery. How do we deliver successfully and rigorously is just so important. Many of our customers will tell us, right, the product and the implementer can move much faster than they can. So they want to be prepared and armed with what do we got to do right? What do we got to be prepared to do to deliver on time and on budget with a solution that meets their stakeholder needs and objectives, is ready to be operated in production, and where your team feels that you got the right guidance and advice from Oracle and your implementation partner, and that we delivered on our commitment. We hit all of those, success is assured. So in thinking about our delivery framework, we cultivated these 10 elements of success. So I thought we'd spend a few minutes kind of walk through them real quick on what do they mean, right? If you get these 10 things right, they drive success. The first is that the team feels business outcomes focused in everything that you do, that your stakeholders and the initiative team are aligned to achieve the shared vision and plan. They're aligned with the North Star. Everyone understands the end state, and that the implementation has de-risked the path to drive business outcomes. Second, the team has defined a fit-for-purpose governance model. One size does not fit all, right? The governance model should enable your team to accelerate decision-making, mitigate risks at speed, achieve your milestones, where 80% of your design decisions are made by business process owners in meetings, where less than 5% of your risks and issues are ever escalated beyond the initiative team, right? So really driving decision-making down with a governance model that supports it. Third, the organization has built the right team. Talent is just so important to success, right? The team needs to optimally combine great leadership, business experts, experienced technologists, change agents that have the experience and the ambition and commitment to orchestrate success for you. Fourth, the team has defined disciplined ways of working, right? Where there's an agreed methodology that defines a clear set of stages for progression, milestones to hit with clear entry and exit criteria so that your progression is always well thought out, planned, and agreed by not only your stakeholders, but also your implementation team. And that your team members have clear roles and responsibilities and are held accountable for the work that they need to perform to meet each milestone. Fifth, the team has empowered the business and aligned processes where dedicated business process owners are empowered to define the future state based on an appreciation for the past, an understanding of Oracle delivered functionality and processes and modern best practices, and with a strong grasp of your organization's vision and how you're going to achieve it. Sixth, the initiative begins with enablement at the first demo, right? Your journey begins with that first conversation with Oracle on, hey, how does this work and how does this look? Business process owners and technologists should complete our free Oracle University training that's available to better understand our capabilities in advance of every demo. They should be aware of the key capabilities and functionality and utilize our Cloud Customer Connect portal to take a look at roadmap, release notes, and our key learning guides on how to utilize new functionality. And then prior to mobilization of your initiative, team members have completed the recommended Oracle learning paths for their area of expertise. And for those that are identified as solution architects, they're on a certification path, right? So that all begins at the beginning of the journey. Seventh, the initiative works to future-proof the technology architecture, where the team recognizes that the Oracle Cloud is just one part of the enterprise architecture. It's always integrating to other capabilities, and in many cases, integrating to other clouds, right? And clouds evolve much faster than typically than the rest of the on-prem architecture. So coming up with governance models to manage that at speed, which your vendors deploy new capability, is just so important. Eighth, the initiative focused on end-to-end solution development and validation, where holistic end-to-end processes are identified, enabled, and validated, right, with your stakeholders and end users across the Oracle Cloud and integrating apps. Ninth, the initiative has enabled the organization to continuously adapt, optimize, and innovate, where from the onset, the team has learned how to reimagine their future enabled by the cloud, led by their vision, where they're transitioning from what we did in the past to what we want to do in the future. And they're moving from, hey, we're going to keep the lights on after go live to we want to continually innovate in the cloud as new capabilities deployed. And then 10th, last but not least important for certain, is that the initiative has enabled sustained adoption and change, where stakeholders are engaged early and often, where end users fall in love with the Oracle user experience. The implementation has transitioned from a focus on features and functions to end-to-end processes, and your op model supports continuous innovation, right? Such that your end users and your stakeholders continue to see the ideas that they come up with come to life over time. Doesn't have to come to life on go live day, right? It's innovation in the cloud. Every day is an opportunity to innovate in the cloud, but they can come to life over time. Our most successful customers deliver on all 10 elements, and we want each of you to be amazingly successful. while you're evaluating our products, while you're in delivery, as we heard in the poll that many of you are. My team engages to discuss awareness of the elements of success, education on the success elements, and guidance to teams as you have questions. Feel free to reach out, and certainly if you've got a question on any of these 10 elements, or you're hitting challenges, this is the perfect, between me and Pam, we've got you covered. So we want our customers to ask for support, during implementation, and we've created a support model wrapped around this framework. So Pam, let me transition for you to talk about that.
Perfect. Thank you so much. If we go to the next slide, I'm thrilled to introduce our Oracle Cloud Advisory Services from Oracle Consulting. These services are 100% focused on supporting you and your partner on this journey, and they're tailored to exactly what you need to move forward. We know these cloud journeys can be very overwhelming, as this is truly a business transformation, but we're here to be your guide. Think of us as your Sherpa, to assist you in the quickest and safest way possible. So we at Oracle, as Bruno mentioned, we're committed to your success, and it starts with us defining it together. What exactly is it that makes the most sense for your situation, and where you're trying to go, and who's all involved? So we have one mission, which is enabling our customers to thrive in Oracle Cloud. So let's move to the next slide and see how we can do this together. So to answer the requests from both our customers and our partners, Oracle Consulting has defined flexible customer engagement models to support each and every one of our customers the best way. We can be the overall lead implementer for those organizations who want the one Oracle experience, but we also engage what we call collaboration services for those that have their favorite partner. So on the upper right, you can see we support in what we call joint delivery, where the partner drives specific work streams and we drive the others. So we join forces to design and build the right solution for our customer. Then down at the bottom, this is what we're going to dive into here, is our other option of collaboration services, which is the cloud advisory. So let's go to the next slide and I explain this model in a little more detail. So now as you move from the education piece that Bruno explained of delivery confidence into actually engaging in a cloud journey, Oracle Cloud Advisory can provide you and your selected partner advice and guidance in all of the critical delivery elements across governance, architecture and design, and/or change and transformation. You and your partner drive the implementation while gaining access to our experienced Oracle professionals who help you improve your overall journey and knowledge to work effectively and efficiently together. So we start with solution mobilization. It is focused on establishing that strong foundation, and it aligns the proper governance, plan, milestones, key decisions, team readiness, all those questions that you may have. And we're there to help guide that value-focused implementation and getting it started on the right foot. Now, realization then starts in the design phase, and it's focused on designing, building, validating those leading practice solutions across your complete initiative. Not just your Oracle Cloud applications and technology, but those mission criticals, architecture, integration, security, data migration, reporting, you name it. Then we've got optimization, which is focused on your living in the cloud and having that operating model focused on continuous adoption of those lovely quarterly new feature functionality that is always coming. So if we go to the next slide, in a nutshell, our cloud advisors are value focused, meaning at the start of your cloud engagement, if we're going with the 10 delivery elements, you would have created a charter, a business case, which defines your strategy, your objectives, and the value that your organization plans to recognize from this cloud transformation. So we always keep that front and center so the entire team stays focused on leading practices, when defining the new processes for realizing value. We ensure the complexity is kept to a minimum and that the proper business validation of both data and process is completed during the implementation, so there are no surprises after go live. So our cloud advisors live and breathe Oracle solutions, and they're always driving to exceed the mission for both our customers and our partners for providing answers quickly, guiding teams to practice the 10 successful delivery elements and execute upon them. And then, of course, helping our customers avoid the feeling of we don't know what we don't know. So let's try and bring this to life a little bit. If we go to the next slide, I want to talk about Teladoc Health. So they are an organization that provides 24/7 access to US licensed doctors via phone or video. So you can imagine they experienced rapid growth during the pandemic, necessitating a significant overhaul and consolidation of their disparate financial and enterprise management systems. Now, Teladoc selected a leading SI implementer to lead its cloud transformation, but they still engaged Oracle Consulting from an advisory perspective to provide crucial oversight and guidance. So these quotes here are some of the feedback that we received from both the customer and partner regarding their experience working with the cloud advisory team. So for Teladoc, the customer truly appreciated our in-depth knowledge of the Oracle solution that helped in their success, while the partner acknowledged the true partnership of our teams. We left the badges at the door and worked together as one unit for our customer success. Now, on the right is an example of an optimization customer. So this large grocery chain went live with Oracle HCM Cloud, but unfortunately was not experiencing the value they had expected or reported in their business case. They requested that our cloud advisors engage to dive into their pain points and recommend a better path. We engaged with the grocer's business and technology leaders to assess their production environment, and we were able to quickly discover several configurable options for them, which unlocked a whole new experience for their business users, one in which met their demands while introducing innovative new ways of working better together. So if we go and let's kind of wrap this up here, Bruno. Our cloud implementations should not be looked upon as just software upgrades. They truly are rare opportunities for businesses to take a deep look inside their organization to positively transform and introduce new ways of working to bring better services and products to their customers while growing a stronger, proactive thinking internal team. So Bruno, what would you recommend as next steps?
Well, as you reimagine, the business in the cloud, this is an opportunity to transform. I think one takeaway is that take advantage. Don't think of it as a technology project, right? It's always about transforming the business. Two, it's our 1, 2, 3. Think about establishing a clear vision, thinking about a bulletproof plan, and then getting prescriptive around delivery and how you implement. And then 3, we're here to help, and we offer assistance. Never feel like you can't call Oracle, right, to get engagement around any of the areas of success. And we're here to help, right? That's probably the primary takeaway, right? That we're here to partner with you as you move on your journey.
And to make it fun.
Right. Well, this is the first in a series of conversations. This focus was around the path and the journey and how every journey can be an opportunity to transform. We've got 2 more sessions coming up. One around being cloudy, right? Where we double click on cloud culture and talk about the cloud culture traits that fuel success in the cloud. And then what are the best processes to leverage for cloud, where we've got a couple executives who every day focus on ERP and HCM implementation, talk about how you can leverage what they've learned to drive your transformation. So tune in for more. And we've got I think time for questions. Certainly if you've got any questions after this call, feel free to reach out to myself or Pam. But can we maybe open the chat to do some Q&A with the participants?
All right. Well, while we're waiting for some questions here in the chat, I have one for you, Bruno.
Sure.
What is the biggest lesson that you learned, or what are the biggest things that customers miss?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think when you think about the framework and the 10 elements of success, um, I think what most people will look at it and kind of nod their head, right? And say, of course, right? We want to be business outcomes focused. We want to be rigorous. And I think the challenge is how do you turn that into action? Because many of our customers will agree that that is common practice or a common approach, but they don't always get it all addressed in the implementation. So, one of the reasons why, my organization exists is to help begin to educate and guide on those topics early. But I think that's the probably the biggest one. If you think about the relationship between yourself as a customer and your implementation partner, you've got to jointly think about everything required for success. Your partner is going to deliver typically on what they're contractually obligated to deliver. Right? Whether that is everything or not is really up to you. And hopefully we can help educate each customer on what great looks like, right? It's engaging with the business, thinking about the transformation, people, process, technology, building that muscle around innovation, and then rigorously driving change and adoption. Because at the end of the day, when you're changing a foundational system of record, it requires a lot of alignment, right, around people, process, technology.
Perfect.
All right, we pause right there. Any questions in the chat that have popped up? If not, I've got a question.
I
None
have
yet. Go ahead and ask it.
All right, so Pam, so you talked about the model for engagement. When do you think our customers should be thinking about, right, engaging the team, Oracle, around these issues, concerns, challenges, and how they might engage you?
Yeah, no, to me, the earlier the better. So as they start to think about their cloud journey and they're evaluating software packages, they're trying to determine what system integrator they should go with. That's when you should get us involved. They really need to focus on those 10 delivery elements that we spoke about and educate themselves on that, because education is power as far as I'm concerned, right? And it really helps the customer understand what they're about to embark upon. What are all the potential key pitfalls that they could run into? And then, I always give the mountain analogy. There's so many different paths that you can take to go up that mountain to success, to get to cloud. Which path is the right one for you? And that is where we can come in and really help guide and get you and your partner up that mountain as quickly and as risk averse as possible.
And our customers can engage you in a conversation early in mobilization, in the project as they're architecting and designing, or after the fact for realization. Of those, where do you see the majority of kind of inquiries coming in?
Yeah. In today's world, unfortunately, it's at the end. It's where because a lot of people hadn't heard about our cloud advisory services. So they're going live or about to go live. They're heading into, let's say, UAT or that final validation stage, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, should I be going live? I'm not feeling 100% comfortable. Can your team come in and really help us understand where we're at? Are we in a good place? Should I be happy? Should I be sad? And what should I do going forward?" A lot of times it's also after go live to where they're not seeing the value that they expected. And hey, can you come in and take a look under the covers to help optimize what we have today? So we're doing a lot of that. What we hear a lot from our customers as well of, "Oh my gosh, I wish I would have known about this when I first started. So then I would have engaged you right at mobilization and we would have gotten everything ready to go. We would have understood what our responsibilities are, and what the partner's responsibilities are. And we work all, together effectively and efficiently as we move forward." And then a lot of customers that now, of course, understand what our services are. They've been engaging us in what we call realization for the design. So we're helping them through the design phase, and then they're like, "Hey, we're great. Thank you so much." And then we can go away. Some are like, "You know what? I want you all the way, with me all the way to go live." And we can do that as well, which is why I was saying it's very tailorable based upon the situation and what's all involved.
And of course, I'm sure our customers are thinking, well, in this conversation, what's free, what's paid?
Yep.
You want to maybe give some guidance to the team on that?
Sure, sure. Bruno's delivery confidence, the education piece, which is right up front, that is a complimentary service as part of Oracle. The cloud advisory services that I've been describing, which starts at mobilization of getting, as you start your cloud journey all the way through the end, those are the service based, fee based areas that are coming from the Oracle consulting team.
All right, yeah, and for any of you who are evaluating an Oracle product as part of your path to the cloud, or in the sales process as we speak, just talk to your sales rep. They'll usually know who I am and can get in touch with me if you have any
Exactly.
questions.
Exactly. I
And
have a question for
maybe
you.
oh yeah.
As we're waiting, I don't see anything. Do you see anything in the chat, Alex?
Nothing has come up yet. These are great
Okay.
questions, though. Thank you.
So, question for you, Bruno. Back at you. You've been helping customers get confident in the cloud. What advice would you give to other organizations preparing for this journey?
Okay. So it's the five P's, which we were in a conversation around this yesterday, Pam and and you said if you say the five P's, you're gonna mess up. So perfect preparation prevents poor performance. That is my advice. If you think about the framework, and you didn't think I'd get that, did you? No,
No,
I
I
got it.
didn't.
If you think about the framework, it's all about think about the dominoes. What are all the dominoes I have to set up to execute perfectly? And I think it's always somewhat heartbreaking when the aha happens in delivery, like, oh, now I get why it wasn't just going to slap a PMO on top and think that everything's going to be great.
Yeah.
Or fit for purpose governments would be that idea. It's about really rigorously thinking through the journey in advance. So if we take your mountain analogy, before you go on that trip, you have the right boots, right socks, the weather's going to be, your right jacket, are you prepared for the journey? And that's what delivery confidence is all about. It's sharing, right? We want to make sure that none of this is a mystery. This is not shrouded in the clouds. This is just knowledge ready for every customer to absorb. What does it really take to be successful? What do our most successful customers do? And we want you to know, right? So you can be prepared.
Wonderful. No, exactly right. All right. Any other questions?
We're not seeing any in the chat, so I think
Okay.
I'll pass it on to Alexis to wrap us up.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Bruno, Pam, and Alex. We greatly appreciate your generosity of sharing your expertise and service opportunities within our community. For those folks today who found today's session valuable, we'd encourage you, as Bruno mentioned earlier, to join us for parts 2 and 3 of our cloud learning series. You'll learn more around move at the speed of cloud and what the best processes to leverage for cloud are. So we look forward to seeing you on our upcoming webinars, and we wish you a fantastic remainder to your day.
Yes. And happy Valentine's Day, everyone, tomorrow.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.